Hello, this is Anthony with BBSN, and we are back with part 2 of the 2018 GetAJob.com 300 from Mason-Dixon Motor Speedway. And we are going to pick the action right back up, turn 21. Our current leader is Trevor Trostel. So here we go. And this is going to be a duel, and duel will go to the Fume Feud chart, which is the 10 and 36 cars. Evan Utek and Rowdy Randy Kendrick. And 4, rabbit to bottom plus a trouble roll. So Kendrick is, looks like Trostel or Utek. No, actually Kendrick is going to be the rabbit in this, as they're both in the back group. And he will now have to make a trouble roll, and if he fails this, he will go a lap down. So Kendrick, escape roll is a 9 plus 1 for the track, and he makes that, so he is in the back of the race as they continue to swap paint. And this feud could be one that has some long-lasting ramifications, mostly due to Kendrick. And we go to the top group, and 5 will be a star check. And in the top group, first of all, Kerry Cacchiola. And Trostel is a double star, so it's going to take a blue 6 to even contemplate getting by him. Cam Croyle is next. He does not make it. Bryson does not have it, and Julie Justice, she is shut down. And finally, Jordy Pettis, and Pettis does not as well. So we move on to turn number 23, as Trostel doing a good job defending the lead. And back to the top group, and this will be a smart check. And Trostel does not have the smart trait, so this will take 5 on the blue die. And Cacchiola goes first, doesn't get it done. Next up will be Cam Croyle. Denied. Kurt Bryson. Bryson making a run, and Bryson's going to have some trouble here. So on the trouble chart, Bryson 26, and problem 26 is a electrical issue roll for repair. And we are in the middle third of the race, and Bryson has an A pit crew, so that is going to be a 1 to 9 to successfully repair that. And he failed, and Bryson is out of the race. No yellow card, but he goes out on lap number, or turn number 23, and that's electrical. And we'll go ahead and finish the challenges in this group, as no yellow card came out, but Justice and Pettis do not have the smart trait. So we will fill in the gaps, and looking to move up from the middle group will be Bigler. He fails the gas pedal check. Bilovich, and he's good. So he moves up, and everybody else filling in the gaps. And Snook up to 15th place. Last week's winner, Ray Bob Walker, sits in 16th. And coming up from the bottom group is going to be Pete McAtee. And everybody else shall move up 1 place. And still we have 2 cars a lap down as we head to turn number 24. And that will be middle group, and 7 will be a skill check. And let me adjust this to get back in the camera. All right, so skill check, and we will go first with Disco Stu Urich. And Urich looking to move up into the 2nd spot where Justice is. He fails a gas pedal check. No skill there, and Clark Snook is next. And Snook going for the 3rd position, Cam Croyle, and he's going to get fought off. Chuck Tafaro, and Tafaro fails a gas pedal check, or he would have been up in the top group. Robbie Petrosky, and Petrosky also fails a gas pedal check. Wayne Montana, a blue 1, won't get it done. And Chris Wynn, and Wynn, the unlikeliest of all, 5 on the blue die, and that is going to get him past Julie Justice, of all people. So Justice has struggled on challenges with some of the lesser drivers on the circuit while defending against the better ones. And finally, Austin Bigler, and Bigler fails a gas pedal check. So we move on to turn number 25, and a pit stop is looming. And middle group again, and 10 is going to be the heat trait. And Ray Bob Walker, the Duke of Dixie, gets the first crack at it. He fails his gas pedal check. Clark Snook is next, and Snook has all the traits but fails his gas pedal check as well. Chuck Tafaro, and Tafaro going after Brooks Bilovich, and a blue 5 is going to be enough to get him into the top group. So Tafaro running a good race, and next up will be Julie Justice, and Justice going after the 4th spot, and Kevin Pettis, and she is back up into the top with ease, flying by Pettis, who drops down to 10th place. And finally, Austin Bigler. And Bigler, a blue 2, going after Chuck Tafaro, and he's going to get fought off as Tafaro has a brake pedal bonus and the heat trait and the bonus for being in the top group. So on to turn 26, and we are 1 turn away from a pit stop. And this will be top group, and we're going to have a trouble result. And remember, on escape rolls, it is +1 to the fighter's rating. So Trostel, he is going to be safe because he'll be a 12. Jordy Pettis, and actually I guess I should start from the front. Jordy Pettis needs a 10 or better. Chris Wynn, a 9 or better. Cam Croyle, an 11 or better. Julie Justice is good. She has a 12. 9 or better for Cacciola, and Tafaro needs a 10 or better. So everybody is good there. As we head into pit row, turn number 27. And heading into the pits, 6 TV drivers and leader if a TV driver. So first off, we will do our switching, and Pettis and Croyle switch places, as do Bilovich and Petrosky, with Tom Rossi and Austin Bigler. So TV drivers and the leader. So Chris Wynn, and Trostel is not a TV driver. So Chris Wynn needs a 5, and he gets a performance chip. Jordy Pettis, a 9, fails. Chuck Tafaro, a 9, he fails too. Austin Bigler, a 9, he is good. And Clark Snook, a 9, and Snook just gets it. Ray Bob Walker, a 9, and he will get one as well. And we will now reorganize. So Chris Wynn moves up to the 2nd spot. Bigler up and replaces Petrosky. Tom Rossi comes up and replaces Bilovich. And Snook will move up and supplant Kevin Pettis in the 10th spot. 11th spot will go to Ray Bob Walker, the Duke of Dixie. And finally, Graham Pleasant comes up to 12th spot, and Robbie Petrosky falls to 17th. And we will see who is going to challenge our leader coming out of the pits here. And if he gets through the next lap, Trostel will get a performance chip. So 3 is going to be Jordy Pettis, and Pettis just needs a 5 to take over the lead, and he gets it. So the Electric Gypsy, he is back up in the lead for the 3rd time in today's race. And Trostel only led 7 laps from 21 to 27. And for turn 28, Jordy Pettis will once again be in the lead. As we come out of the pits, and it's going to be a duel. And 11 number 3 cars in middle group. So that will be Bilovich and Pleasant. And Pleasant is going to take a crack at it. Actually, they're going to elect to Bilovich has nothing to gain as everyone in front of him has a performance chip, and Pleasant does not want to lose his. So we will move past that and on to turn number 30. And back group 5, that's going to be a star check. And Pettis in the front, he has a star, a bonus plus the 2, so it's going to take a blue 5 to get back on the lead lap for Lonnie Lane. And Lane would have done it, but again, he fails a gas pedal check. That is the second time that's happened to him. Leonard is next, and Leonard fails a gas pedal check. He would have been short anyway. And Alex Hodge looking to move up into the second group, and Hodge is going to get it done, going after Kevin Pettis, and he's going to vault up from 36th place back up to 15th. So Hodge running a very good race and making the most of his opportunities. And next up, Ralph Roach, another non-trophy driver. He fails a gas pedal check. Dangerous Denny Baker. And Baker is coming up after Brooks Bilovich. And 5 on the blue die is going to get that done. So Baker up into the middle group. Jeff Daly Jr. is next. And Jr. goes after Pete McAtee, and another driver from the middle group falls to the bottom as Jeff Daly Jr. moves up. And heading down now to Greco, no stars there, and all the way up to Sonny Swain. And Sonny Swain with $1 million smile fails a gas pedal check. Monica Merrick is next. And Merritt going after the 6th spot, Disco Stu Urich, and he's going to fight that off easily with a 2 brake pedal bonus. Double star for Marlon McGarry, and McGarry going after Jeff Daly Jr. He's going to fail as Daly has the star quality. And next he sets his sights on Austin Bigler, and that is successful, but Bigler's going to use a performance chip to fight it off. So McGarry shut down twice on opportunities to move up. And Parnell Drake gets a gas pedal check, and he is going after Tom Rossi, and Rossi not going to be able to fight him off without using a performance chip, so he burns that. Gary Pine will be next, and Pine fails a gas pedal check. Next up, and that actually does it. So we move on to turn number 30. And some swapping there between the bottom and middle group. Back to the top group, and this will be a heat check. And Jordy Pettis has a heat skill and a bonus brake pedal, so it's going to take a blue 5. So first up will be Chuck Tafaro, and Tafaro, easy peasy, and he is in the lead for the first time in this race. So Pettis leads 28-30, and we will have a new leader on 31. Tafaro, it's only going to take a blue 5 to pass him. And Julie Justice will go next, and Justice is shut down. Trostel does not have it. Cam Croyle does. Croyle is shut down as well, and finally Chris Wynn does not have it. So our new leader, Chuck Tafaro, heading into turn 31. And 14 turns to go in this race, and we're building up for an exciting finish. A lot of drivers who usually aren't in contention are going to be in a good position this week, and so we middle group. 9 is going to be a TV check. So we have Walker, Snook, and Bigler. So Walker and Snook and Walker both have performance chips, would like to keep them. And gunning for Trevor Trostel is Ray Bob. and 5 on the blue die, and that's going to get it done. And he's going to keep a performance chip, so Trostel falls back to 11th. And next up will be Snooker. And Snook passes a gas pedal check going after Jordy Pettis, and he's going to have to burn his performance chip, as 1 on the blue die is not going to be enough. Little fender damage there to Trostel's car. And finally, Austin Bigler. And Bigler going after Chris Wynn, and a blue 1's not going to be enough, and Wynn will keep his performance chip, so we move on. Turn number 32, as we're in the closing in on the, actually we're in the last third of the race now, so middle group, and 4 is going to be control. And again, use trouble on final 5 turns, not going to be the case here. So control trade, Disco Stu Urich will be first, and he's taking a shot at Snook, going to get it done, and he vaults up into 7th place, and Snook falls back to 18th. Next up will be Wayne Big Sky Montana. Big Sky fails a gas pedal check. Lucas Vanover going to give it a shot. He fails his gas pedal check. Graham Pleasant with a chip, and Pleasant going after Urich, and he fails, but he's going to use his performance chip to move up into the top group. So Disco Stu still benefits. 6th place is better than he was to start the turn. And Trevor Trostel, a race leader for a good portion of this, looking to get back up into the thick of it. And going after Graham Pleasant, and 3 on the blue die, and that is going to be enough to get it done, barely. So Trostel back up into 7th place, and Jordy Pettis, the Electric Gypsy, will be next. And Pettis fails a gas pedal check, and finally Austin Bigler. And Bigler, blue on the 1 die, will be an automatic fail. So we head to turn number 33. And 33, back again, a heat check on the middle group. So starting at the back, Clark Snook, and Snook making a run, fails his gas pedal check. He's had that happen a couple of times today. And up next to Jordy Pettis, and Pettis blue 1, not going to get it done. And finally Austin Bigler. And Bigler going after the 5th spot, Kerry Cacciola, and Cacciola does not have the heat trait, and the 2 brake pedals is not going to be enough. So he does not fall too far, but Bigler now up into the top 7 as we head to turn number 34. And we're going to have the 3rd group, and 6 will be a smart check. And Jason Leonard going to get a chance to get back on the lead lap. And DeFaro does not have that, so is only going to take a 4 on the blue die. So Leonard looking to get back into the thick of it, and Leonard finally back up on the lead lap, so that only leaves Lonnie Lane as a lap down. Rowdy Randy Kendrick is next, looking to come up into the 2nd group, and that's going to be Kerry Cacciola. Cacciola has a brake pedal and the smart trait, but he's going to get passed, and he's going to plummet down to 37th. Evan Hitech UTech is next, fails a gas pedal check, and Pete McAtee tees it up, and he's coming after Jeff Daly Jr., and 3 on the blue die is going to get McAtee up into the middle group. As some cars get loose down there in the bottom. So McAtee, Craig Greco, and Greco's kind of been stuck back here, and he's going after Tom Rossi. Rossi with a brake pedal going to fight him off. KJ Nakashima. Nakashima passes the gas pedal check, and he is shooting for Jeff Daly Jr., and that's going to get a successful result. And Nakashima, once again, showing his impressive driving skill, despite the fact he's not a team of riches, as he moves up into the middle group. And next up will be Marlon McGarry, and McGarry going after the 6th spot, even Clark Snook, and Snook has smart and 2 brake pedals, but not going to be enough, as he is passed and falls to the bottom group now. So Snoop did all that work to get back up, and he is dumped. Aaron Hartley fails a gas pedal check, and that wraps up turn number 34. We head to turn 35 now. And some big name drivers are struggling in this one. 6 is going to be a duel. And 9, that will be the number 5 cars in the middle group. So Wayne Montana and Petrosky, and they're both going to give it a shot. So Petrosky going after Kendrick as if he needs any more enemies. He gets it done, gets a performance chip, and he is up into 8th place. And making his save now. Let me fix my chart here. So Kendrick needs a 9 or 10 or better to escape, and he does. So next up, Montana is going to go after Tom Rossi, and he gets it done as well, and a performance chip. And Rossi, an escape check of 10. And Rossi, no, he is collected. And let's see if he's able to stay in the race. He has a D pit crew. And on a trouble result in the final third, he is going to need a 4, so it does not look good for him, and he is by the wayside. So Tom Rossi finishes in 39th place, victim of a crash. And that means also that next race, he will be feuding with Wayne Montana, thanks to that duel and crash. And the end comes for him on lap number 35. And we will have a yellow flag for turn 36. And we can call this for an early pit, and Tufaro elects not to do it since there'll be a full 8 turns left after the next scheduled pit stop. So 36 under yellow and 37 will be our regularly scheduled pit stop. Here we go. And that's going to be a top group, and 3 and 2 swap places. So Ray Bob Walker up into 3rd. And in the second group, Baker and Urich move up, and Pleasant and Jordy Pettis move back. And we also have to fill in the gaps. And as that was under yellow, Greg Carr will automatically move up. So getting a little bit of attrition, despite this being a driver-friendly track. We have had 5 cars fall by the wayside already. And now for performance chips, starting with Tufaro, and he needs a 3 and gets it. So Chuck Tufaro comes up big. Chris Wynn needs a 5. No. Ray Bob Walker looking to get his second, needs a 9. He misses it. Cam Croyle an 8. And Croyle gets a performance chip. Julie Justice a 10. She's good to go. And she is not one you want to have a performance chip coming down to the end of the race. Austin Bigler gets his, and Trevor Trostel will get his as well. So that's how it stacks up as we leave the final pit stop here. And we're going to see who is going to challenge our leader coming out of the pit stop. And it's going to be the number 5 car, Austin Bigler. So Bigler just needs a 5, and he gets it done. Let's see if they will spend a performance chip. And they elect not to, so Bigler's going to take the lead, and Tufaro with his performance chip drops back to 6th place. So Tufaro led 31 through 37 and 38. Our new leader is going to be the 77 car, Austin Bigler. And the end of this race is approaching rapidly. We have 8 turns to go. And here's the first top group. It's going to be a skill check, and performance chips will likely fall by the wayside here. And first up, give it a crack, is Wayne Montana, and Bigler has a skill. He has no other brake pedals, so only going to take a 4 on the blue die to get it done. And That will be successful. Let's see if they use or spend. So they are both going to spend their performance chips. And going to be tough for Trostel to hold on to the top spot. So a 1 lap lead for Bigler, and 39 we will have a new leader. And next up with his skill is Chuck DeFaro, so he's going to look to vault back in. And to get up here is going to take a blue 6, so not going to happen. And DeFaro is going to spend his performance chip and get it done. And to pass DeFaro, going to take only we'll take a blue 5, so Julie Justice is up next. And Justice doesn't get it done, but she'll spend a performance chip, and she will be in the lead for the first time. So bunched up tight in the top pack, and they are swapping the lead back and forth. Cam Croyle does not have it, and Walker doesn't have it. Chris Wynn does, and Wynn going to fail, but he's going to blow that performance chip, and Chris Wynn finds himself in the very unfamiliar position of first place as we enter lap 39, or turn 39. And here we go. So this could be another Cinderella type finish as we head down the home stretch. And middle group 4, that's going to be a control check. And for the final 5 turns, we just missed that in a trouble check. So control, and Greg Carl goes first. And going after the 4th spot to Faro, and Greg Carl, another driver not accustomed to being up in the top group, is going to find himself there. KJ Nakashima is next, and Nakashima fails the gas pedal check. Marlon McGarry going to give it a crack, and McGarry, he goes after Trevor Trostel, and a blue 5 is going to knock Trostel down to 17th as McGarry moves up. Next up, Lucas Vanover fails a gas pedal check. Graham Pleasant fails his, and the Electric Gypsy, Jordy Pettis, has run a very good race thus far, and he's going after McGarry, blue 6. And Pettis back up into the top 7 here as the race comes to a conclusion. Disco Stu Urich is next. And 3, he's going after the 6th spot, Austin Bigler, and Disco Stu with a blue 5 will get it done. And finally, Wayne Big Sky Montana gets the last chance here, and he has a performance chip, would like to keep it. And he's going after Disco Stu Urich, and 3, 4, and a 5 on the blue die will get it done. So Montana keeps his performance chip, and that puts him in a good position as we head to lap 40 now. And still in the bottom group are some big names: Jeff Daly Jr., Clark Snook, Pete McAtee, Craig Greco, Brooks Bilovich, and Kerry Cacciola. And this again will be the middle group. And 6 will be a smart check. So KJ Nakashima gets first crack. And Nakashima going after Cam Croyle, and 4. That will be enough to get it done and force Croyle to spend a performance chip. And next up, all the way to Marlon McGarry, and McGarry want blue 1's, not going to be successful. Dangerous Denny Baker fails a gas pedal check. And Disco Stu Urich, double smart. And 6 fails a gas pedal check, gives it 1 more crack, and does it twice. So Disco Stu can't find the accelerator, and he falls short as we head to turn 41. And top group 7 is going to be a skill check, so we're going to have some action up top and likely some places getting traded. Wayne Montana for sure. So I think we can safely say that Wynn will lead from laps 39 to 41. We'll have a new leader on lap 42. Wayne Montana would like to keep his chips, so he needs a red 4 and a blue 4, and does not get either, so he has to spend that, but puts him up into the lead. And next up, Jordy Pettis, and Montana's going to fight that off. He needs a blue 5 to pass him. And finally, Julie Justice, blue 5 needed, and Justice, just like she does week after week, hanging around, and takes the top position as we head to turn 42. 4 turns to go, and Justice in a great position at the top. Ray Bob Walker, though, with that performance chip, that could come into play. And middle group 3, and we're going to have a trouble result in the middle group. So this could get ugly. The one redeeming factor again is this track is forgiving, so you have a +1 on trouble. So an 8 for Petrosky to escape. He gets it done. 11 for Urich. Urich is fine. Bigler will be a 12. A 9 for Denny Baker. Just gets it done. McGarry a 9. He's okay. Pleasant a 10. He is fine as well. Vanover an 8. He's good. Rolling Snake Eyes. And Alex Hodge a 9. Also fine. 10 for Kendrick. And Kendrick is good. Trevor Trostel a 9. And Trostel is going to get collected. KJ Nakashima 11. He is good. And a 10 for Tafaro. And he is good as well. So trouble result, a pit crew, final third, a 7 for Trostel to stay in the race, and Trostel is done. A victim of a crash, and that is going to hurt him tremendously. He's having a good race, and this, I think, will be the second time he does not finish. So a crash on turn number 42, so 43 will be under yellow. And that really changes things up, as we will come back and only have 2 turns to go. So 43 under yellow. And moving up, Nakashima to 17th. Sean Hashhagen enters the middle group. And still have some big name drivers caught in the back. And let's see now if Julie Justice can hold on. She does not have any pit stops to worry about, so I would say things are in her favor unless we get a top group check that has Ray Bob Walker's number on it. And this will be group number 3. And 7 going to be a skill check. And Julie Justice to get back on the top lap. It's going to take a blue 6 for Lonnie Lane. He is probably finishing a lap down, and he actually has a problem. So he compounds his already tough afternoon with a problem. And 21, cut tire, causes wreck, out of race, yellow flag. So that has some serious ramifications. Lane is done. And serious ramifications, and it will take us down to only 1 lap to go, or 1 turn to go, as he falls by the wayside. Crash on turn 43. So we will enter the last turn, and nobody else in the bottom group gets a shot, which hurts drivers like Bilovich and also Snook. So this is going to be it. Coming into the last turn, and Julie Justice, if this is not a top group, and again 5, 1, 2, or 5 will be the top group, or a duel, and that's the only way she's going to get caught. Here they come around for the last lap, coming up hard on the outside, and it's going to be the top group, and it will be a TV check, and look who has a TV trait, Ray Bob Walker, and Walker is probably going to win this race. Well, he's going to. Chris Wynn gets a shot at her, though, and Justice, it's going to take a blue 5. And fails a gas pedal check, Jordy Pettis. And Pettis is rebuffed, and Ray Bob Walker is coming up fast on the outside. Justice is not going to be able to defend, and he uses the performance chip and vaults into first place by a half car length at the finish. The Duke of Dixie, Ray Bob Walker, your winner for the 2nd consecutive week, takes the checkered flag in the getajob.com 300 here from Mason-Dixon Motor Speedway in beautiful Alabama. So that is it. Your final standings, Ray Bob Walker in first place. 2nd week in a row he has won. Wayne Big Sky Montana takes second. Julie Justice, she will retain and increase her points lead as she finishes in third. Cam Croyle fourth. Greg Carl fifth. Jordy Pettis sixth. Chris Wynn a surprising seventh. Robbie Petrosky eighth. Disco Stu Urich, he will hold on to second place, finishing ninth. And second place in the overall point standings. And rounding out the top 10 is Austin Bigler. Some notables that struggled. Clark Snook in 23rd place this week. Craig Greco and Pete McAtee in 29th and 30th respectively. And Brooks Bilovich in 31st. Kerry Cacchiola, K-Fab, finishes in 35th. And he could never get out of that bottom group when he got bounced. So that wraps it up here from Mason-Dixon Motor Speedway. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please hit thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the dingy bell so you are reminded of new content. And next up for the channel, we will be back to the Fergie Jenkins 1969 payoff pitch replay. And that will be start number 15. And after that, I think we are going to get our Soccer Blast Tottenham replay going, as the Soccer Blast videos have been pretty popular, and it's a game that there's not a lot of YouTube streams out on Soccer Blast. An excellent game, definitely plays well, flows very well. So we're going to get that going as well, as people seem to like Soccer Blast. So that's what's upcoming. And we will stay in a basic 3-project rotation: Red, White, and Blue Racing, Payoff Pitch 1969 replay, and then the Tottenham Soccer Blast 2017-18 replay. And of course, we will have the occasional one-off project thrown in, like the Glory Days boxing updates, and some Strat, as we do an occasional barnstorming tour. Satchel Paige and his team of Negro League Hall of Famers are taking on teams of other Hall of Famers, so that will be thrown in periodically as well. So until next time, again, thanks for watching. Please feel free to leave any comments, and also please visit the Friends of the Channel. There's some great YouTubers out there. Chris at Strat-o-matic Delaware has a home run derby contest going on currently, as well as his 61 replay. Al, Red Sox fan, did a great tutorial on Title Bout 2013, adding pitchers and also adjusting ratings and how the fight engine works. He's got some other great stuff involving the 1960 Red Sox and some other Red Sox replays, as well as a Denny McLain, Bob Gibson replay. Higher Ground Gaming, Eric, and Eric has a very exciting 1978 Red Sox replay going on currently. There are 3 games to go, and the Sox trail the Yankees by 2 games. So can the Sox reverse history and force a 1-game playoff and possibly have a reverse Bucky Dent effect in the playoff game? Tune in to see. ID Gesture doing a lot of good stuff as well. A Bo Jackson inside pitch, and I believe now converted to Out of the Park 19 replay. And also playing some Warhammer Quest. Clinton Parks has some games going on with National Pastime 3. Baseball Demos, Dave there always has good stuff on his channel. And of course, Tabletop Plus with the Earl and Earl show. Earl Shamblin has every baseball tabletop game known to man, I believe, and he rotates those nicely on the channel. And the other Earl is currently playing a lot of History Maker Golf. Great channel, always up to date on content, so give them a look as well. Broke Black Man 94 TV shows and movie reviews. What's Blazing in Sports? A lot of great commentary, particularly on the current state of boxing. So give that a look as well, and hopefully you did not miss anyone. But again, thanks for watching. Until next time, keep rolling for the finish line, and I hope you all have a great day. See you later.